How about an out of the box solution to reduce the pendency pandemic in courts? On 11th August 2023, the Supreme Court of India echoed the lament of we the people that a large part of the government litigation was frivolous in nature, which added to the workload of judges. A bench of Justices B.R. Gawai, P.S. Narasimha, and Prashant Kumar Mishra remarked that 70% of government litigation was frivolous and promises about a national litigation policy being formulated continue to remain unfulfilled. The court made the said remarks while dismissing a miscellaneous application filed by the union government in a matter that was earlier disposed of. When the application was taken up, Justice Gawai even indicated that the court was inclined to impose costs on the central government, considering the fact that the plea was effectively a review petition in the guise of a miscellaneous application. How much costs? He asked. How can a disposed of petition be revived in a miscellaneous application? We have deprecated this practice time and again and even dismissed several with exemplary costs. 70% of such cases are frivolous. However, this frivolous litigation continues. If union and state governments decide, they can address it tomorrow. We only read in newspapers about national litigation policy being considered. Justice Gawai orally said so while addressing the Additional Solicitor General of India. Pendency is now a viral pandemic of unmanageable proportions. There is no workable vaccine in sight. None is likely to emerge either in the near future. The law lords hit upon the primary source for the burgeoning dockets explosion, the governments of the day in the states and in the center. Mostly it is indecision and inability to decide and unwillingness that is the root cause, said Nani Palkiwala long ago, adding, our system runs at a snail's pace with eternity the lookout. That is why father files a case, son obtains a decree, if at all. Then the grandson seeks execution of the decree and the great-grandson ultimately realizes the futility of the exercise. This apocryphal tale is said to have been narrated to no less than Chief Justice Gajendra Gadkar in the Supreme Court. It may be apocryphal, but it is not far off the reality. The Babus are reticent and reluctant to decide, messaged a retired bureaucrat. Why? He pointed out that on 13th July 2023, a Delhi court convicted 7 accused, including the ex-coal secretary, in a case related to irregularities in the allocation of a coal block in Chhattisgarh. It was a 13th conviction in the coal scam, the scandal which rocked the erstwhile Manmohan Singh government. Most were bureaucrats, even if retired. Those who braved the odds and took a decision are few and far between in the bureaucracy. Those who have vested interests and axe to grind are also in the minority, thankfully. The majority of bureaucrats are in the honest and run-of-the-mill category the retired bureaucrat flagged off, and conveniently choose to pass the buck and leave it to court, as Arun Shourie always said. Notwithstanding the dissipation of the policy paralysis in the wake of 2G and coal scams not long ago, the after effects are still rocking the system. What was already at play was exacerbated by the twin scams. It is now well entrenched. It is in the DNA, so to say. Fear psychosis from a mistaken or wrong decision has eaten into the vitals of the system, and the court has become the convenient legal shredder, as Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer in a different context said. The pendency pan-India has 5 crores plus cases and in multiple lakhs in the 25 high courts, more than half a lakh before the Supreme Court of India. The judges are too few. It is a thankless job. They cannot wipe out the slate clean ever. As the late lamented Soli Swarabji once said, even if we froze the pending causes and prohibit further filing, it may still be 350 years to get to zero at our present run rate. Is there then a solution? Why not one of an out-of-the-box variant? There is one to embrace with boldness and imagination. Practitioners must be ready to help. Screening committees could be formed by governments with domain experts and senior practitioners with credibility, honesty, and integrity. They can screen the causes to be escalated to appeal with needed justification. The Babus would need to overrule the recommendation only with written reasons. Mostly, if covered by a binding ruling, Babus may take the easy way out and find it difficult to overrule. Now they err on the side of caution and conveniently and mechanically perceive as risky or troublesome in most cases and pass the buck to the court or leave it to the court, unmindful of the burden they were placing on the already burdened court. If there is such a screening committee to help and assist the government secretariats in their decisions, comprising domain experts and attorneys with integrity, a majority of the wasteful litigation could be avoided or at least reduced and curbed. Way back in 1990s, one remembers Justice S. Mohan from the Supreme Court had invented in the ONGC case a high-power committee at Union Cabinet Secretariat no less to deal with interdepartment and interministerial disputes and mandated that litigation cannot be launched without a clearance from the said committee. 3 decades later, one wonders what has come of it. Unless a bold and imaginative solution, an out-of-the-box one as is here suggested, is offered, the decision makers are unlikely to rid the fear and hesitation and unwillingness to decide of the bureaucrats, and the timely observations of the learned judges may get repeated in 2073 too. Why not then a screening committee, ask we, the people?